Learning something takes a really long time. I mean, most colleges take 16 weeks teaching 4 hours a week, not to mention all of the homework and studying outside of that, just to teach you an introduction to physics. But we are computer scientists. We can do better. Today, I am going to teach you how to use ChatGPT to slingshot your subject learning capabilities in only 3 steps, using what I like to call the party method. Let me break that down. Suppose your friend Jerry invites you to one of his iconic parties at his house at 8 tonight. You want to go for no other reason than to make friends. Now there are only 3 steps to making friends at this party, and those 3 steps are exactly the 3 steps you are going to use to learn a subject using ChatGPT. Step 1. Figure out what kinds of people are going to be at this party. If you want to make friends, first you need a broad overview of who you might be talking to. Are you talking to an athlete or a scientist? And be specific. A volleyball player, a physicist? By knowing the experiences people may have had, you can learn a lot about them. In the same way, learn what kinds of topics you are going to learn. And by knowing these topics, you can learn a lot about the entire subject. Now, if you're following a course, refer to your syllabus. What topics will you be covering? If you don't have a game plan, ask Chat to come up with a topic guide for your subject. Step 2. Meet someone. The first thing you should ask is their name. Then it's common to ask what they do. Then it's common to ask how they know your friend Jerry. Now your brain is a wonderful, wonderful machine. In fact, the network of neurons in your mind is a more complex network than the pages of the internet. That means that there are more ways to connect neurons in your mind than there are ways to scroll the internet. Because the way you think is heavily reliant on how your thought is connected with other thoughts, it makes sense that we should give ourselves context for what we learn, thus more connections. In the same way, first ask the name of the topic, say velocity, then ask what it does, it's the rate of position over time. Side note, do not progress if you somewhat know what it does. If you know that velocity has something to do with moving things, be more specific. After you have the name and definition, ask Chat how it correlates with things you have already learned or things you haven't yet learned within the confines of the subject. By connecting it in this way, you give your brain more context, thus more neural connections, thus you have a higher chance of memorizing it. The last step, step 3, once you meet a person, a great conversationalist would ask them questions about whom they are meeting and repeat what they hear. In the same way, ask Chat questions about your topic to better understand it, then ask Chat to let you teach it. Ask anything to solidify your learning. But if you are having trouble, here are the most effective examples. But remember, everything is contextual. What is the opposite of this topic? What are examples of this topic anyone would notice day to day? What topics support this topic? And which topics does this topic support? Like position supports velocity, but velocity supports acceleration. Then, after it all, after you know which topic to research, you research it, and you ask questions about it. Ask Chat to let you teach that topic to it, and tell it to catch anything you miss. This is the highly effective Feynman technique of learning. Look it up. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I hope you got something of value from it, and if you did, consider liking the video. It helps the algorithm send more videos like this your way. And if you did like this video, I think you just might like this one. Until next time, guys, and remember, but we are computer scientists.